Ever wondered how to survive in China as a foreigner? Well, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to unravel the mystery of what it's like to live in one of the world's oldest civilizations, with a rich tapestry of culture, history, and of course the Great Wall. We'll be exploring everything from the language barrier to food preferences, navigating transport, cultural etiquette, and even dealing with paperwork. We'll share invaluable tips and tricks to help you not just survive, but thrive in the Middle Kingdom. Expect to hear about the unique aspects of life in China, like the significance of the color red, why you might receive gifts with both hands, and the art of mastering chopsticks. We'll also shed light on some of the challenges you might face and how to overcome them. So buckle up as we dive into the intricacies of surviving and thriving in China as a foreigner. The first hurdle you might face in China is the language barrier. A complex script and tonal pronunciation make Mandarin Chinese one of the most challenging languages to learn, especially if you're used to alphabets and non-tonal languages. However, it's not an insurmountable obstacle. Believe it or not, with a little effort and the right tools, you can navigate this barrier quite effectively. Now, you might be wondering, do I need to become fluent in Mandarin? Not at all, but learning a few basic phrases can make a world of difference. Try starting with simple greetings, essential questions, and common phrases like thank you or where's the bathroom. You'll be surprised at how much these can help in day-to-day interactions. Not to mention, locals often appreciate the effort, which can lead to more meaningful interactions and experiences. Of course, we live in a digital age, and technology can be a significant ally in overcoming language barriers. Translation apps have come a long way in recent years. With a tap of a button, you can translate English to Mandarin and vice versa. Some apps even offer voice translation or image translation for those tricky restaurant menus. It's like having a personal interpreter right in your pocket. And then there's the question of English. While it's true that Mandarin is the main language in China, English is more prevalent in urban areas than you might think, especially among young people and in the service industry. So, if you're in a big city like Beijing or Shanghai, you'll find many people who can communicate in English to some extent. But remember, while it's comforting to know that you can get by with English and translation apps, don't let that stop you from learning some Mandarin. It's not just about overcoming a barrier, it's about immersing yourself in a new culture and enhancing your travel experience. Remember, a little effort in learning the local language goes a long way in making your stay comfortable and enjoyable. Next up, let's talk about food, the heart and soul of Chinese culture. In China, food is not just a means to satisfy hunger. Instead, it's a way of life, a cultural touchstone, and a form of communication. From the fiery spice of Sichuan cuisine to the delicate flavors of Jiangsu, every region in China boasts its distinct culinary style, each more tantalizing than the last. If you're an adventurous eater, China is your culinary playground. But what if you have dietary restrictions or preferences? Well, fear not. For vegetarians and vegans, navigating Chinese food can initially seem like a challenge. But with a little knowledge and preparation, you'll find plenty of delicious options. Tofu, for instance, is a staple protein source in Chinese cuisine, prepared in countless ways. Many traditional dishes like stir-fried vegetables, spring rolls, and vegetable dumplings are also naturally meat-free. However, be aware that many Chinese dishes use small amounts of meat or animal-based broths for flavoring. So it's crucial to communicate your dietary restrictions clearly. Try learning a few key phrases in Mandarin like wo bu qi ru, which means I don't eat meat. For those with allergies, it's equally important to make your needs known. Peanuts, shellfish, and soy are frequently used ingredients, so always double-check before diving into that delicious-looking dish. Remember, Chinese cuisine is about balance, harmony, and the qi, or energy of food. It's not just about eating, but about the experience and the connection it fosters. So embrace the unfamiliar. Try that strange-looking fruit, or that dish with an unpronounceable name. When it comes to food in China, there's an old saying, the masses regard food as their heaven, which means food is people's primal want. It's not just about nutrition, but the joy of a shared meal, the thrill of new flavors, and the stories that unfold around the dining table. So whether you're a meat lover, a vegan, or somewhere in between, there's something for everyone. With an open mind and a hungry stomach, you will find that Chinese cuisine is a culinary adventure waiting to be explored. Getting around in China might seem daunting at first, but fear not. China's transportation system is a well-oiled machine that offers a multitude of options for every kind of traveler. From the bustling city streets of Beijing to the tranquil countryside of Yunnan, there's a way to get you where you need to go. The public transportation network in Chinese cities is extensive and efficient. Buses, trams, and metros are readily available in most urban areas. The metro system, in particular, is a popular choice because it's fast, cheap, and easy to navigate. Stations are clearly marked with English signs, and announcements are made in both Mandarin and English. A little tip to remember: always have your route planned out before you step onto the platform to save time and avoid confusion. Now, let's talk about ride-hailing apps. They've revolutionized the way people get around in China. Didi Chuxing, China's answer to Uber, is by far the most popular. The app is user-friendly and available in English. It offers a variety of services from express car rides to luxury limousines. Remember, cash is rarely used in China, so make sure you've set up a local mobile payment system like Alipay or WeChat Pay to handle transactions. Bicycles are another great way to get around. Bike-sharing services like Ofo and Mobeek are ubiquitous in Chinese cities. Simply download the app, scan the QR code on the bike, and you're good to go. It's an eco-friendly and fun way to explore the city at your own pace. Taxis are also an option, but be prepared for language barriers. Having your destination written in Chinese characters can be helpful. Another tip is to have the phone number of your hotel or a local friend handy in case you need help with directions. China's high-speed train network is another marvel. It's one of the most extensive in the world, connecting major cities and regions. It's a convenient, comfortable, and time-saving way to travel long distances. With the right tools and a dash of patience, getting around in China is a breeze. When in China, do as the Chinese do. Wise words to remember as we delve into the heart of Chinese culture. It's etiquette. The Chinese people hold a deep reverence for traditions and customs, and understanding these can be your gateway to a more authentic, enriching experience. Let's start with greetings. In China, a simple nod or bow is often sufficient, but a handshake is also acceptable. Remember, address people with their professional title if they have one, or use Mr. or Miss followed by their surname. First names are usually reserved for close friends and family. Now onto the dining table, a central hub of Chinese social life. Never stick your chopsticks upright in a bowl of rice. It resembles incense sticks at a grave and is considered bad luck. Also, if you're offered a toast, it's polite to return the favor, but do pace yourself. As Chinese banquets can often turn into a series of toasts, gift giving is another area where understanding local customs can go a long way. In China, gifts are usually not opened when received, so don't be surprised if your present is put aside. It's not a sign of disinterest, but a mark of courtesy. And if you're thinking of gifting a clock, reconsider. The phrase "to gift a clock" in Chinese sounds like attending a funeral. Making clocks an inappropriate gift. While navigating public spaces, observe those around you and follow their lead. Queuing may not be as disciplined as you're used to, but pushing and shoving is frowned upon. Also, avoid discussing politics and sensitive historical events. The Chinese people are proud of their heritage and history, but some topics are best left untouched. And here's a golden nugget of advice. When in doubt, err on the side of formality. Overly casual behavior can be seen as disrespectful, so it's better to be a bit formal until you gauge the nature of your relationship with the person. Finally, remember that punctuality is valued in China. Being late is seen as a sign of disrespect, so always strive to be on time, whether it's for a business meeting or a casual get-together. Navigating a new culture can be a little daunting, but remember, it's all part of the adventure. And as you embrace these customs, you're not just respecting the local culture, but also enriching your own understanding of the world. In the words of Confucius, a revered Chinese philosopher, by 3 methods we may learn wisdom. First, by reflection, which is noblest. Second, by imitation, which is easiest. And third, by experience, which is the bitterest. So, reflect on these etiquette tips. Imitate until they become second nature and experience the richness of Chinese culture firsthand. Remember, respect for local customs and traditions is the key to being welcomed anywhere in the world. So when in China, do as the Chinese do. Enjoy the journey. No one likes paperwork, but it's an essential part of living abroad. Let's face it, folks, when you're overseas, especially in a place like China, paperwork is an inevitable part of the adventure. It's the key to unlocking doors, whether you're renting an apartment, applying for a job, or even buying a local SIM card for your phone. First off, let's talk about the essential documents. You'll need your passport, of course, but there's more to it. If you're staying in China for an extended period, you'll need a residence permit. This little document is your golden ticket. It's proof that you're legally residing in the country. Then there's the work permit. If you're planning to earn your keep in China, this document is non-negotiable. It's your legal green light to work and is usually issued by your employer. The process can be a bit of a maze, so it's worth getting some advice from those who've walked the path before. And let's not forget about the driving license. If you're brave enough to tackle China's bustling roads, you'll need a Chinese driving license. Your license from back home won't cut it, I'm afraid, but don't worry. It's a straightforward process that involves a written test. Just make sure you study up on the rules of the road. One vital piece of advice: always keep copies of your documents. Whether it's a photocopy or a digital scan, having a backup can save you a world of hassle if the originals get lost or stolen. And remember, patience is your friend. Dealing with paperwork can feel like a never-ending task, but it's all part of the journey. Keep a positive mindset and remember that every form you fill out, every line you stand in is a step towards your life in China. While paperwork might seem tedious, it is crucial in ensuring a hassle-free stay in China. So take a deep breath, grab that pen, and dive into the paperwork adventure. You've got this! And that's a wrap on our guide to surviving in China as a foreigner. We've journeyed together through the bustling streets of Shanghai and the tranquil gardens of Suzhou. We've laughed at our attempts to master Mandarin tones and marveled at the diversity of Chinese cuisine, from spicy Sichuan hot pots to delicate Cantonese dim sum. We've navigated the labyrinth of Chinese public transport, from the efficient metro systems in major cities to the slow-paced charm of rickshaws in old hutong neighborhoods. We've learned about the importance of saving face in Chinese culture and how to show respect and understanding in our interactions with locals. We've also tackled the nitty-gritty details of paperwork, from visa applications to registering with local authorities, showing you that with a bit of patience and persistence, these bureaucratic hurdles can be overcome. But friends, this is just the beginning. Living in China as a foreigner is a journey full of surprises, challenges, and moments of pure joy. It's a chance to immerse yourself in an ancient culture that's rapidly evolving, a culture that values tradition and innovation in equal measure. It's an opportunity to learn a new language, make lifelong friends, and explore a country that's as diverse as it is vast. Yes, there will be moments of frustration and confusion. There will be times when you miss the comforts of home, when the language barrier seems insurmountable, and the differences in cultural etiquette bewildering. But remember, it's these very challenges that make the experience of living abroad so enriching. So, don't be daunted. Embrace the unfamiliar, the unexpected, the utterly bewildering. Approach every day with an open mind and a sense of curiosity. Learn from your mistakes, laugh at your mispronunciations, and celebrate your victories, no matter how small. Remember, you're not alone. There's a vibrant community of foreigners in China, each with their own stories, insights, and advice to share. Reach out, connect, and support each other. And of course, don't forget to share your own experiences, tips, and tricks with us, too. We'd love to hear about your adventures in the Middle Kingdom. And finally, let's not forget why we're here. It's not just about survival, but about truly experiencing and embracing life in China. It's about understanding a new culture, building bridges, and creating shared memories. It's about stepping out of your comfort zone and discovering a world that's wildly different and wonderfully exciting. Remember, the world is a book, and those who do not travel read only one page. So get out there, explore, and make China your next adventure.